Get to Old Navy today. All tees, all shorts, and all dresses are on sale now for 50% off. That's right, get 50% off all tees, 50% off all shorts, and 50% off all dresses. Get the styles you want most right now with shorts from just $12 for adults, $8 for kids. Tees start at just $7 for adults, $6 for kids. Don't miss out. Hurry into Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 6/19 to 6/26. Excludes in-store clearance, active licensed men's packaged flag styles.
Hello, Wildcats. It's your boy Kev coming at you like a new Twitter account from O.J. Simpson. And this is just a disclaimer to let you know that we are a comedy and crime podcast. So even though we do cover many serious cases and true events, we do like to throw in some dark humor and inappropriate jokes every now and then. So if you are easily offended and if you do not like to mix comedy and crime, which we completely understand, then this is not the podcast for you. But we do thank you for checking us out and giving us a chance. And it is Father's Day today. So happy Father's Day to all you sexy DILFs out there. And to all those guys that aren't fathers yet, if you want a little bit of mood music to maybe get your woman in the mood once in a while, throw on some Joe Dirt. Or you can just listen to this banging track. Hey girl, how you doing? My name is Charlie, last name Wilson. I was wondering if I could take you out, show you a good time, invite you to my house. Here is my number, girl, you can call me. And don't forget it, baby, my name is Charlie.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
1, 2, 3.
Perhaps a little bit of nasal.
I said a 1, 2, 3. Come on. Well, that doesn't make sense.
Alrighty, I'm starting. We good? Alright. What?
We're good.
Oh. Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. And before we jump into today's topic, I want y'all to meet these pretty good slices of bread.
Hey, what up? It's Toof. I'm rolling up to you on my fucking bouncy ball. You got a problem with it? Deal with the rubber.
Oh, fuck
Which
yeah.
Which is definitely not my dad's catchphrase.
Oh, Toof.
No, because he didn't use condoms. That's why I'm here.
That's true. And you know what? By the time people hear this on Sunday, that is Father's Day.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Perfect timing of the joke. Hey, what's up? This is Spence, today also known as Waffle Boy.
And it's your boy Kev, a.k.a. the Dirty Dog. But go ahead and call me Papa K-Dog, because your boy just found out he's going to be a daddy.
Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
The shock on the listeners.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's pretty cool.
just found out.
Hell yeah, man.
I kind of wish I never would have made all those Blump Kid jokes recently, though.
Uh-oh.
Because the kid
boy.
is going to 100%. He is a Blump Kid now, so.
Well, I don't know, Kev. I don't really believe in karma, except for that Twisted song.
So, alrighty, today we have another sad one for you. An unsolved mystery on the disappearance of a young college girl from Penn State. So, yes, that is right. Today we are going to discuss the mystery on what happened to Hyun Jong. Probably pronounced that wrong.
Well, close enough. Kind of like high on Jankum, son.
Oh, God. Jankum, dude. We haven't done that in a while. We need to get high on Jankum again.
Yeah, if any listeners want to send us their Jankum, you know, I'm down for sniffing some new brews. Please don't send us your shit. That was 100% a joke.
Unless you want it. The P.O. box goes to my parents' house, so.
So Kevin's dad gets first dibs, of course.
Oh, yeah. So our sources for this case are Unsolved Mysteries, Missing Adult Kids, Considering Cold Cases, StateCollege.com, Unsolved.com, and also some other random news sites. And as far as the Unsolved Mysteries episode go, it is only an 8-minute long segment. And it first aired on September 18th, 2002. But yeah, they had like a little short part of the episode about it. And since we're mentioning Unsolved Mysteries, a quick shout out to the Reenacted podcast. They are an Unsolved Mysteries podcast. So if you do enjoy the show, check that podcast out. They're pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Good podcast over there.
How many times have you listened to it?
You're not going to
Jeremiah?
catch me in a trap. You're not going to catch me in a trap. I'm not going to say that's a good person over there or good people. It's just a good podcast, and you should give them a listen.
Yeah.
They could be dogs for all we know.
No, I don't think there's any girls on the podcast.
There is, actually. Oh, shit. I just realized. Fuck.
Tricked you, Kev. Got you to call them dogs, you fucking sexist.
They came bounding over.
You Japanese dog, you.
Oh. So, first off, Hyun Jong, she would actually go by the nickname Cindy, which I'm guessing as soon as she got to the United States, she probably just got tired and was like, you know what, just fucking call me Cindy, since her name was probably getting messed up all the time.
Dude, so she just followed like every Indian person, customer service rep's name.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's always funny when you get like the super Indian guy and he says his name is like Trevor.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Trevor. How may I help you? Come on, sing Jing Song. I know your fucking name. You can just say it, bro. It's cool. I love your culture.
When I did like a help desk for a little bit, we would get people that would be like, Kevin, huh? I know that's not your real name. I know you're some Indian over there. And I was like, no, Kevin is my real name. He's like, oh, yeah? Then what's the weather outside right now, huh? If you're over here. And I was like, well, it's pretty nice out. It's like 82 degrees. He's like, all right, man, I believe you. So I was wondering. He just went on with
immediately. You don't even sound whatever. You know what? Let
it was
go.
text help desk, so it wasn't even my voice.
Oh, dude, that makes it weirder then, actually.
Yeah. So, alrighty. So, we have Cindy Song that we're going to be talking about, her disappearance. And her mother, by the way, had a pretty fucking rad name as well. She was Ban Soon Song. That's a cool name.
And then her husband, of course, a man, was Mansoon. He only came out when it was raining really bad.
So Cindy, she was born on February 25th, 1980. And in case you couldn't tell from her name or from all of our shitty jokes, she is an Asian woman. And, speaking of Asian, congratulations to Jeremy Lin, the first Asian American to win the NBA fucking championship. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
I thought there was that guy on the Heat. Okay. Fuck yeah, Jeremy Lin. The first and only.
Since unless fucking Yao Ming gets a Terminator foot. So Cindy, she was known for always being in like a bubbly mood, and she appeared to be happy and was always fun to be around. Now, she was born and grew up in South Korea, and then when she was around 15 years old in 1995, she would move to the United States, and to be more precise, she moved to Virginia.
Huh.
Yeah, she moved over here and lived with her aunt and uncle while she attended high school.
I guess they picked that place because they're really fond of the ham there.
What?
It's just a Virginia ham joke.
Oh.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And going from South Korea to the United States is a huge change. And she was now like really enjoying her life over here and enjoying the freedoms that she has over here in America. And after she graduates from high school, she would attend Penn State University, and she was scheduled to graduate in the spring of 2002. Her major at Penn State was integrative arts, and I didn't know what that was exactly, so I pulled this quote straight from Penn State's website. Quote, "With an integrative arts major, you can make your passion your future. This program allows you to pursue your interest in the arts in a way that is unique to you. Through specific tracks of study in creative writing, dance, music production, theater, and vocal performance, as well as the opportunity for non-traditional artists to create unique tracks. With the assistance of an advisor, you will create a proposal and plan of coursework that help you meet your goals, be it graduate school or specific career aspirations." So that is what an integrative arts major does, or is. I don't know why it made me think of Star Wars. Like a video game Star Wars. Is there something that's integrative arts with that?
Interactive arts, maybe?
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, no, intergalactic arts.
Oh.
The dark arts.
Oh, shit.
And how to defend against them.
But Cindy, she was a hardworking girl, and she was said to be independent and spontaneous, but she was also very responsible. So while going to school and getting good grades, she was also working 2 jobs. Sounds like a pretty badass girl.
Hell yeah. She's got all the arts down.
Hashtag wild woman.
But this case, it's going to take us to Halloween night and early November 1st of 2001. And we're going to go inside the 100 block of West College Avenue at the douchely named place, Players Nightclub.
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking douchebag name.
It sounds like, I don't know the fucking, what's the show that The Rock is in? It's like he's an agent, a sports agent or some shit like that. Is it called Players?
Oh, I have no idea.
Ballers. That sounds exactly where he would make his deals at.
And they spell night, N-I-T-E. So.
Well, I mean, come on, Nick at Night. That's kind of nice. I like that.
So Cindy, she hung around dancing with friends here, and she even wore a cute bunny costume. She had the bunny ears and a skirt with like a puffy bunny tail on it. And you can see a picture of her in this costume online, and it was one that was taken just hours before she went missing. But here's a quote from her friend Lisa on her rabbit outfit. Quote, she had bunny ears and a tail that she had bought. It was a very cute outfit. It wasn't like a sexy outfit. It was a very cute outfit. That was her thing. She was very cute. She liked to look cute.
We get it. She's Asian. She's cute.
She's cute.
We get it.
We get it, dude. You bring the cute bunny outfit. I'll bring the fucking tentacles.
So I'm guessing the bunny tail. Never mind.
It can't be worse than my tentacle thing, Spence.
It wasn't. It didn't have a butt plug on the other end. Like that's not how it was attached.
And to make a quick couple of bucks, she would put that bunny costume in a vending machine and ship it to Japan, where it's sold for quite well.
Yeah, dude, I saw this thing on the Travel Channel once about like weird places to eat, and there was this place in Japan where they sold soup, but they had like this one. It was like beef stew or something, and they served it in a bowl that was like the shape of a toilet, and the stew was brown. And so like half the people that order it can't eat it because it just looks like diarrhea shit you're eating. But like, why even make that dish? Like, why serve that?
See who's the strongest.
Dude,
that's how they figure
really
out
is.
their military.
All right, eat this up, boy.
No, then you just progress to Japanese reality TV.
Dude, I could talk about so much Japanese reality TV. Okay, just real quick, this one video I saw, it was these Japanese, they were all placing bets. They took like the country's fastest power walker, and they made them think like they were timing them around this track. But the real thing is they set it up so it looked like there was a prison next door, and they made it look like the guy escaped prison and killed 2 guards and was coming after him. And they were placing bets to see if the country's fastest power walker would power walk away or run away.
Oh my God.
Like they set up this huge thing just for that. Like
well,
they made
Kev,
it look like
don't leave us fucking hanging, Kev.
They made it look like the guy ran out, stole a guard's sword, and stabbed both of them, and then ran at him with the sword. The guy just ran away.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted him to power walk away, but he didn't.
What if he stopped in his tracks, watched the guy running to him, and then power walked toward him?
Oh my God, that'd be fucking awesome. So Cindy, she's at this club until about 2 a.m.
Wait a minute, I have to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
What is the fucking fine line between fast power walking and just jogging?
I don't know, dude.
Like, is it keeping your legs straight, like walking like a fucking robot, super fucking fast?
I think one foot needs to always be touching the ground.
His torso, like his upper half, look like if you're in like waist high water and you're trying to like move, like run or move as quick as you can. That's what he kind of looked like.
Oh, okay.
So Cindy, she's at this club until about 2 a.m. She leaves with some friends, and then they go to another friend's house. And according to Unsolved Mysteries, they went to this house to play some video games. And then another friend of hers drove her home and dropped her off right outside the State College Park Apartments, which is located at the 300 block of West Clinton Avenue. And this was around 4 a.m. or so when she gets dropped off there.
Woo, late night playing video games. I can relate.
God damn it. Fucking get out of here. My cat is under the desk and he keeps attacking me. Get the hell out of here, Fred.
He's just playing like Rapunzel with your ball hair.
He's just tying it up into like a pretzel.
He's trying to do that thing where like everybody locks arms so we make a human thing around the world, but all we need is 2 of Kevin's ball hairs to stretch across.
We did it.
You just have to pick the right 2.
And then her friend, she watched her walk away toward her apartment, but she didn't actually see Cindy go to the door yet or get inside. And keep in mind, Cindy was arriving back home after a night of partying, so I don't think she was actually like super drunk, but they said that at the very least she was probably somewhat intoxicated. And then Cindy walking towards her apartment, this would be the last time that anyone would officially see Cindy again.
What was, just so I know when I die or go missing, I'm not going to go to assumptions, but what was the last video game she played?
I'm not quite sure. And without this being like super racist, but I can't help but imagine it was DDR.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Tekken.
So this is the description of Cindy at the time of her disappearance. She was just a little over 5 feet tall, and she weighed around 110 pounds. She had straight black hair and brown eyes, and she has her ears and navel pierced also.
And
she was 21 when she disappeared, so today she would be 39 years old.
So a little bit of foreshadowing. This is a forever missing persons case?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Damn.
Now, here's a quote from charlieproject.com. And I think we've used this website before because it sounds familiar. I think it details with like missing people. But here's the quote on what she was wearing whenever she disappeared. A rabbit costume, which consisted of a pink sleeveless shirt with a rabbit design imprinted on the front, rabbit ears, a white tennis skirt with a cotton bunny tail attached to the back, brown suede leather knee-high boots, and a red knee-length hooded parka. So that is what she was wearing when she disappeared. Keep in mind, I believe it was a Wednesday night, and it was Halloween night. So that's why she was out.
Oh, okay.
It was Halloween night, huh? That
Yes.
might explain why the bunny costume.
Yes.
It'd be kind of strange to be going around in a bunny costume. I mean, I understand she liked to be cute and all.
Yeah.
It'd be a little that'd be a little too Japanese if she was just going around in a bunny costume on a regular day.
This is all I have. This is what I wear.
This is what I brought from my country.
Oh, God. They only allowed her to bring one outfit.
She just brought what she was wearing when she got to the airport.
And Cindy, she had a roommate living with her at the apartment. However, her roommate was out of town for most of October. However, she would be arriving home on November 1st, and I'm pretty sure that she said whenever she had come home to the apartment that it was locked. And then after 3 days, and with nobody hearing from her, and with Cindy not getting back to any of her friends or trying to reach out to anyone, she is finally reported as a missing person. And then this would be November 4th, 2001.
Well, I'm trying to piece this one together already, but it's pretty tough because when you go missing at Penn and Teller State University, they're magic tricks, man. They're pretty rock solid. So when you go disappearing with that magic, I don't know if you come back.
No, I don't think you do. Normally, Penn and Teller, they can tell us exactly how they went missing, but they were stumped on this one. And then the police, they would go to her apartment to see if they could find some clues or leads or anything that may give a hint as to where she may have gone. And when the police arrive inside, they find that most of her personal items were there except for her keys and purse. And then as far as the missing purse goes, she would have her license and credit cards that were inside there. So all that was missing.
Huh.
But they did find her backpack and her cell phone that she usually carried with her. So those were back at the apartment.
That's weird because you would think that she'd definitely take the cell phone with her.
Yes.
So her purse with her IDs and shit was missing.
Her keys and purse were missing, yes.
That's it. But the phone was there. Did they say that she actually entered the house, or they don't even know if she entered it or not yet?
Well, here's a quote from her friend Stacy that will kind of throw some more details in about that. Quote, "We found her eyelashes on the counter because she was wearing fake eyelashes, so we knew that she must have at least come in and taken those off, and her backpack was in her room as well, which she had been carrying earlier. So we knew that she at least came in and dropped that off.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
So so they find the fake eyelashes that Cindy had wore as part of her bunny costume whenever she went out that night. They found her cell phone, her backpack. There was also a catfish on the table. That fucking walking in Memphis.
Oh my God, dude.
It
reminds me of this scary GIF that I saw. It was like from like what do you call it? Is it CCTV? Something like that?
Yeah.
It was like a girl was walking to her apartment. It was like a 3-story apartment or something like that. And she was like walking to her door. And she was like drunk, like stumbling around, finding her keys.
Yeah.
As soon as she opened the door, a guy came around the corner, like right behind her. And she closed the door right in his face. And he tried opening it and getting in.
Yeah, I saw that. That is fucked up. That's so scary. So here is the detective for the Ferguson Township Police Department at the time. His name is Brian Sprinkle.
Oh, come on.
I can't take anyone serious at their last name. If it's like, I'm Detective Sprinkle. Like, I can't take that serious.
Well, I'm Detective Nuts. What's your favorite topping?
But here's a quote from him on Cindy's disappearance. Quote, "We have no body. We have no crime scene. We have no actual crime. So it's been very frustrating without any of those pieces of the puzzle. And because of that, it seems like she just vanished into thin air." So they have like nothing to go on. Like they believe that she did in fact make it inside her apartment that night since they found the eyelashes and some of her belongings. And because the door was locked later, like whenever her roommate arrived home. But her cell phone, it was turned off. And it showed that she didn't place any calls after arriving home that night either. There were no calls in or out. There were no emails or any activity like on her email accounts that would show any clues either. There was no activity on her credit cards that would have been in her purse that went missing with her. So it's all, they really don't have like anything to go on right now.
Huh. Man, that's scary as shit.
Yeah. The police did find a few things in her apartment, though. They did find 2 tickets to an upcoming Britney Spears concert and also some printouts to where she ordered a computer that was to be arriving at her apartment in a week.
Oh, dude, I hope it was one of those cute as fuck, like following her Asian cute theme. It's like those fucking Apple computers or
with
Mac
the color.
And they were just like that big blue or orange screen and shit. Yeah, dude, those are so fucking... This is like 2001, right?
Yeah.
So they were right in time. Right in time, I think.
Could have been a Gateway 2000 also.
Oh, come on.
Nah, I don't know what it was. And also, we should mention the bunny costume she was wearing. That was nowhere to be found either. So it is believed that wherever she went, she still had that costume on. And I guess I'll note right here, some sources claim that it was a Playboy bunny costume. I don't know if that's true or if it even makes any difference, but I just thought I'd mention it since a lot of sources list that.
Oh, okay.
Wait, but it wasn't sexy, but it was a Playboy bunny costume.
See, and that's why I was confused about why some sources state that it's one.
Yeah.
You know?
Strange.
Now, one thing that was kind of weird, though, and I don't think it was done with bad intentions or anything like that, but her family, they traveled from South Korea after finding out about Cindy's disappearance. And shortly after, like, the initial police search of the apartment, the family that came over to just to be in the United States and just trying to find her in case anything happens, they ended up cleaning her apartment.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm sure was a nice thing for them to do. And they possibly may have inadvertently cleaned up, moved, thrown away, or destroyed physical evidence that was possibly there. But the police, they did do a search already, and I believe they gave them the okay as well.
Well, if the police hadn't worn their shoes inside while they were in there.
Imagine they're like, this is going to get kind of disgusting, but like, damn, man, there's a lot of blood everywhere, man. This chick must have been on the rag.
Like, I think we've mentioned it before, but in Sharknado, there's a scene where I think there's a house that is completely flooded, so there's a shark that's going through there, and it kills somebody, so all the water turns red, and there's a voice, an audio that was added in. What's the term for that? I can't think of it right now.
Dub
Post-production?
or ADR?
ADR, yes.
Oh, okay.
So there was an audio recording of someone saying, "Looks like it was that time of the month."
Oh, yeah.
So that wasn't in the fucking movie because there's no guy there. There's no one around to say it. You just hear the voice say, "Looks like it was that time of the month," and someone just got fucking killed. So, Sharknado is awesome.
Oh, that sounds great. That's why it's a classic.
But yeah, so that is one reason why this case is so frustrating. There's just absolutely no physical evidence or any evidence of any kind, actually. It really does appear that she just straight up vanished. And also, like we mentioned, the door was believed to have been locked whenever her roommate had arrived home. And it didn't appear like there was a struggle or any sign of forced entry in the apartment either. And the police, they would also search the nearby wooded area around the campus, but there were no signs of Cindy anywhere.
Oh, okay. Huh. Like, I mean, it's 2000, but they probably had cameras and shit too. Well, maybe not that many, I guess.
Yeah, you would think something maybe. So her friends and family, they're all trying to figure out what the hell happened, like what happened to Cindy, where the hell is she? But there's really no clues, no evidence, nothing to go on. And then her family kind of put out a theory. Because there was something that was kind of bothering them. Like they stated that, well, Cindy, she had no plans to travel anytime soon, and that it was very uncharacteristic of her just to get up and leave without any heads up about it. And they also mentioned that she wasn't suffering from any personal problems at the time of her disappearance, and since they continued to check her credit card activity, and each time there was nothing, no charges, no activity, nothing. So her family mentioned that they remember that her boyfriend had broken up with her about a month before her disappearance, and so her family speculated that maybe she had chosen to leave and run away because of this breakup, or possibly even committed suicide.
She just, if this was in Japan, she went to that fucking forest where Jake Paul found her.
It's Logan Paul, but same thing. But it is kind of weird that her family is like, well, maybe she committed suicide.
Yeah.
I just think that's kind of weird.
I don't think I'd go to that assumption. I would just say, hey, she was probably kidnapped, and not to get like too gruesome here, but like, I mean, if she's in a bunny costume and she's a cute Asian girl, they weren't probably robbing her for money. They were probably getting her for sex. So
yeah,
this is probably a rape case.
But her friends, they were all like, she didn't even have like that hard of a time over the breakup. Like she got over it and she was doing fine. She wasn't depressed or anything. And plus, just that night on Halloween, she was bubbly and fun. She was having a great time dancing, drinking, laughing, playing video games. So it's not like she would just go home and be like, okay, suicide time.
Yep. Well, got my bunny costume on. Might as well pull the trigger.
and there would be signs somewhere if she committed suicide, you would think, unless she fell into like the fucking acid from Batman. I always like in Batman Forever, the super Jewish security guy. Oh no, boiling acid! That guy. He's wearing a hearing aid.
Oh my God, yes.
I thought you were talking about the stuff that Arnold fell into that made him Mr. Freeze.
Oh shit, that too. Or the Bane venom.
Yeah.
That Batman and Robin sucks. I like it still because it's funny, but oh Jesus, what a turd.
It's time for you to chill out. Dude, it just popped in my head when I was making that voice, but I'm gonna see the Myers Man soon.
Hell yeah, dude. I want to see him. Dude, it was so funny when you're like, yeah, Jake's coming up to hang out. I was like, yeah, dude, we were all going to go to Cedar Point to ride roller coasters. You're like, who told you that? Was it Jake or Jared? I was like, oh, Jared told me that Jake wanted to go to Cedar Point. You're like, dude, Jake is fucking terrified of roller coasters. Jared just wants to go.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking funny. He's like, yeah, but it'd be funny to see him on a roller coaster. I was like, yeah, it fucking would be, but he fucking hates them, so.
So we have a friend in Florida who comes up maybe once a year, and our other friend lied about what he wants to do when he comes up here just because he wants to go ride roller coasters.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hashtag Wildman, baby.
Go, Jared.
So the only real theories at the time is that she had run away or committed suicide, or she was abducted from her apartment, or she was outside that night and then abducted. which a lot of friends, they would come out and say that it wasn't weird or out of the ordinary for Cindy to go to the 24-hour gas station / store, and she would go there at all random hours of the night. And so they start to theorize that, well, since her phone, backpack, and fake eyelashes are still at the apartment, and the apartment was locked behind her, she probably just left real quick to go to that store, since her purse and keys were missing. And then on the way to or from the store, she came across a bad person that kidnapped, abducted, or murdered her.
Okay,
or all three.
Yeah, that makes kind of... All right.
The police for a little bit investigated, like maybe possibly Cindy's disappearance could have something to do with drugs as well. Although they didn't have any evidence really. They just found when they were searching her apartment that one of her diary entries said that she and her friends would occasionally experiment with marijuana and ecstasy. However, that was just like something in her diary that they wrote. So it's not like that's a real anything, you know?
That's something in her diary that the cops wrote.
Yeah, yeah, but that theory didn't last very long because there's just nothing to go off of. They just found a diary entry that said, sometimes me and my friends smoke weed.
They're like, hey, Johnson, you still got that girly handwriting?
I don't know why that's so funny, dude. And then, only a couple days after Cindy disappeared, 200 miles away in Philadelphia, in the Chinatown district, the police receive a tip that a woman had claimed to have seen another woman that matched Cindy's description. So the police are like, well, what did she look like? Oh, she was Asian? Anything else you can tell us about her? No? Oh, okay. Now... Okay, Toof, you go.
Come the fuck on, dude.
Okay. So, like,
come the fuck on.
Not to be super fucking racist again, but this is in the Chinatown district, you know?
Yeah, like...
So this woman contacts the police and says, I see an Asian woman inside of a vehicle with an unidentified male. And this Asian woman was yelling and screaming out for help. And this witness, she then said that the man had yelled at her and told her to scram, beat it, get out of here, get out of here, get.
Yeah.
And that is the only clue that the police really got. And unfortunately, this woman that made the claim, she also kept changing her story up. And so the police, they were never able to verify her statements.
I'll say that sounds weird. Why would you kidnap someone and then drop them off?
Yeah.
Like scot-free, like just get out of here.
I mean, it is good to follow up and to call it in if you see something. But a lot of people said, but this lady just kept changing her story. So it's like, well, we can't use that if you tell us a different story every time.
You know, I do understand why she went to that college, though. Because, I mean, she could have went to sword college, but it just wasn't strong enough, you know. That's why they always say the pen is mightier than the sword.
Why would she go to sword college?
To practice her fencing.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Old moon, yeah. That's Hugo, tickling the ivories. He just saved by bundling home and auto with Progressive. Gonna finally buy a ring for that gal of yours, Hugo? Send her my condolences. Hi-oh! This next one's for you two. There's a burglar in my heart. Thank you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
So the police, they still went on this lead and they tried to identify this man, but no dice, no such luck. The woman described him as having an olive or light brown complexion with medium length hair. Investigators stated that the man, he is not a suspect in the case. However, they would like to question him. And also, some sources note that this unidentified mysterious man was also Asian. So it sounds like this girl just saw two random Asian people, like an Asian couple arguing. That's probably what it was, most likely. So a few months after the disappearance, Cindy's family and friends and just a bunch of other people around the college and that know about this case, they're getting pretty frustrated because the lack of leads and progression in the investigation. So there is a press conference that is held made up of the students, family, alumni, and they're all very angry and upset with the police, saying that, you know, they're not trying as hard as they could and they're not putting forth like the best effort or resources because Cindy is an Asian woman.
Okay. All right. Going off the racism. Good.
And here's a quote from a police officer. He says, quote, oh, nope, this isn't. This is a quote from the press conference, not from a police officer. I'm sorry. Quote, the investigation has been plagued by few leads, causing some to wonder if the Ferguson Township Police Department and the FBI are using all of their resources on this case. And then they talk about a previous case that happened when Alicia Kozakowicz, that's not pronounced right at all, a 13-year-old from Pittsburgh disappeared on New Year's Day. The FBI put 50 agents on the case. He also pointed out that Kozakowicz was found in 3 days in another state. So they're angry. They're like, well, whenever this happened, you guys put all these resources towards it and officers and agents, and you found her within 3 days. But then again, this was also a 13-year-old. So it is like a missing child.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want it to sound bad. I don't know how to say this without sounding bad, but Cindy is she was 21. She was a 21-year-old woman that disappeared. So if you're that old, a lot of times, like, well, you know, if you want to vanish for a little bit or get away for a little bit, you have that right. Like, you don't, like, they usually will wait a little bit because you're an adult. It's not like a missing child. That's
yeah, like you can
more
fend
priority
for yourself in a way. Like, you know, what if you want to go to the park and take a nap on the fucking bench, you know? But then they fucking kick me and call me homeless. But I'm like, hey, I just like wearing shitty clothes and I have a beard. Stop doing that. But they're like, get off our fucking bench, hobo. And I'm like, I'm not even a fucking hobo. I'm a homo.
Dude, oh, jeez. Do you ever see those benches that they put in cities to stop hobos from sleeping on them?
Wait, no. What are they?
They're like park benches, but they have like little separators. So they have like bumps or like little spiky things.
I know what you're
it.
talking about. Yeah, like handlebars like in the middle of them.
And now here's a quote from Police Chief Edward Connor. He says, quote, we have done everything humanly possible. We share the frustration with the family. And he said that there were many regulations that investigators must follow that the family is not aware of. For instance, to obtain Cindy Song's bank records, Connor said the department needs a federal court order. And I am not sure that the family understands the procedures that we must follow.
After that piss, it kind of reminded me of something with those park benches.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that's like, these park benches were donated by Walmart for either their milk jugs or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many fucking milk jugs I filled up with piss? Those are literally fucking piss benches.
Dude, trust me, I've seen the fucking jugs, man.
Oh, God, it's so like... It's fucking embarrassing, but I'm proud still.
There are people with their own agendas jumping on the bandwagon. I just wish they could get their facts straight, Connor said. If they wanted to help, we would like that. And to see it from like both points of view, it does suck for the family because like they have a missing daughter. They want her to be found immediately and they want this to be like taken care of. They want to know where the hell she went and what's going on. But it's also in a completely different country. So I don't even know if there's like a language barrier, of course. So I don't even know if Song's family fully understands how everything works either, you know?
They're like, the Song family, your daughter is, she's missing. Oh, yes, she's sing very good. God damn it. I don't want it to be a deletable, but it's already sounding like it's going to be.
Yeah, you know, your daughter, I'm sorry to say, she is missing. And then, okay, I don't know how to make this a joke, but the punchline was going to be Missingo from Pokemon Red, that the Pokemon that pops up as missing NO, and then you use that to duplicate items.
Yes, we are from South Korea. We know that you cannot capture Missingo so easily.
Okay, that's super racist. You had to use the voice.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm very passionate about my performances sometimes, and I just had to get in the heat of the moment, man.
Oh, yeah, you're like summoning like John Wayne's Genghis Khan.
Fuck, I was just about to say that. Welcome to South Korea, partner.
So the police, they eventually stopped contacting the family. Detective Brian Sprinkle, he claimed that this was done, quote, for Cindy's sake in the case and not the family, adding, we pretty much just cut them off. So the detective and the police, they just quit talking to her family altogether, which I don't imagine they would do unless they were like really getting fucking pestered by him.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't blame the family either. Their daughter went missing in another country. I'm sure you would do the same.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up, actually. Like, what kind of pestering could you even possibly do to make the cops be like, we're done talking to you? Hey, just calling to check up on our missing daughter. Oh, my fucking God, they're calling again.
They see you're outside. They cut the lights. Put the blinds down. Nobody fucking move. No one
They do the
fucking
Home
breathe.
Alone thing where they have like the fat heads fucking rolling around, so it looks like there's a party going on, but they're in another house.
Another thing the police tried to do was they consulted a psychic after being approached by the Penn State Paranormal Research Society. Quote, "She's given us a lot of information, but nothing that has been helpful at this time," says Detective Sprinkle. But he also says that her visions, quote, "may turn into something down the road."
Oh.
So Detective Sprinkle's also like, I also get visions of a very nice sprinkled giant ass fucking Homer Simpson donut in my near future as well. And then also we should mention that Cindy's ex-boyfriend, he was mentioned as a possible suspect. However, he was ruled out pretty quickly. I don't really know why. I didn't find those details, but they just said he was ruled out pretty quickly.
Oh.
He must have paid them well.
He's just like, I didn't fucking do it.
Well, damn. All right, let's move on.
He's like, yeah, here's the thing. If you want to keep questioning me, I am going to bring her family with me. So, like, okay, it's fucking take him off the list. He didn't do it. So this is where things get really fucking weird. Like, it gets confusing. So just a heads up. So next, the police, they have another lead to investigate. This is 2 years after Cindy's disappearance. There's a bank robber by the name of Hugo Marcus Zelensky, and he gets arrested for bank robbery. Now, that is not to be confused with Zelensky. I wish Tim was here for this, but he's not.
Oh, my God.
The name's Zelensky. I make car parts for the American working man because that's what I am, and that's who I care about. Fucking Ray from fucking Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
But anyways, this Hugo Marcus Zelensky, he's a bank robber, and eventually we will get into why. But the police, they search his home, and they find in his backyard some remains, some human remains. At first, they would find 5 bodies, or 5 remains to 5 bodies, and then eventually they would find a total of 12 people. So 12 remains.
Whoa.
12 bodies, but none of those would be Cindy's. And now we're going to go back and talk about this right here because that was kind of confusing, and it gets even more confusing. So some sources claim that Zelensky, he's the one saying this to the police, like saying he's confessing to this, which doesn't make any sense to me because like if he gets arrested for robbery, I don't know why he would admit to all these murders and stuff. But then some sources say that a man named Paul Weekly, who was an informant, that he was the one saying all this. And we know for a fact that Paul Weekly talked to the police and told them this story. So I don't think Zelensky ever did, because I just don't see why he would be admitting guilt to this at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Paul Weekly, the informant, he would end up telling this story. And whenever Weekly first came forward and spoke with the police, Zelensky, he was only known as a burglar at the time, so that's why he's in jail. But then Weekly, he told the police about the 5 bodies that were burned and buried at Zelensky's. And that was when the police were like, okay, well, we'll go investigate this. And that's when they realized that, holy shit, this bank robber is actually a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
And then after they keep searching, that's when the police would find a total of 12 bodies, or 12 remains anyways, because he like burned and pretty much just tried to destroy these bodies.
The dead body man.
Oh, shit. So I do apologize. This quote, it is a big quote. It's pretty much most of this article from news.com.au. So right from Australia. Thank you for this. We will mention his name a little bit later on. But here's the quote. Song's body was not among those found in the yard. However, the bodies of Michael Kurkowski and his girlfriend, Tammy Fassett, both of whom were assumed to have been on the run, were found among the remains. Zelensky's lawyers refuted he had any knowledge of Cindy's song, providing witness statements that proved he was hundreds of miles from the assumed site of Song's abduction. His alibi seemed watertight. So what that means is Weekly, he tells the police that Zelensky was responsible for killing Cindy. However, Zelensky, he wasn't in the area when that happened, and he has alibis saying that he wasn't there. But there is these 2 people that were on the run from the police, and 2 of those people that were on the run ended up being part of the remains that were found. So Zelensky killed these 2 people that were on the run. So it's confusing.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is where Weekly's story quickly fell apart. He claimed that Zelensky murdered Kurkowski and his girlfriend Tammy Fassett because they had kept Song's bunny ears as a souvenir of the murder, which angers Selinsky. It soon became apparent that the killing was motivated by money, $60,000 that Kurkowski had hidden in his house. Weekly later admitted to participating in the murders of Kurkowski and Fassett, disclosing that he had also received a cut for the money for tipping Selinsky off about the stash. Weekly is saying that the reason Selinsky killed Kurkowski and Tammy was because they took the bunny ears that Cindy was wearing, and that upset him, so he killed both of them.
What the fuck? Dude, who the fuck just takes ears? Like, seriously. Like, are they the fucking bad guy from The Crow?
So, yeah, we're going to keep going because none of this really makes any sense. What was funny is, like, Weekly's like, yeah, also I helped with the murders of those two, you know? So it's like, all right. Investigators soon turned their attention towards Weekly, the informant. A search of his computer found that he had downloaded numerous articles about Cindy's song, and police reasoned he may have been studying the details of her murder in order to offer false evidence to the police in exchange for a reduced sentence. A more chilling theory arose. Perhaps Weekly was the actual murderer, keeping press clippings as a souvenir and using his knowledge of Selinsky's mass graveyard as a convenient red herring for his own actions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now the police are like, okay, this dude is telling a lot of fucking stories and then admitting to helping with some of these murders. So they search his computer and see that he has all these fucking news articles and stuff about Cindy's song. And then they believe that he was just looking at these articles and saying like, oh, she wore bunny ears when she went missing. So then he tells the police like, oh, Selinsky killed those two because they took her bunny ears from him after he killed her. So it's obvious that he either killed her or he was fucking just reading up on these details and then feeding them to the police like he knew what was going on.
Oh, persuasion. Roll for persuasion.
Weekly got fucking jack shit on that one, dude. You got a 3. So Weekly, he was serving a life sentence and he faced a death penalty. So he had many reasons to lie about the circumstances of Cindy's disappearance. Nevertheless, without any evidence, his involvement in the murder of Cindy was also discounted. So Weekly, he's trying to get a reduced sentence because he doesn't want a life sentence. He doesn't want to face a death penalty. So that's why he's offering all these details. However, Cindy's body was never found. So like her remains aren't where he said they were. So he's just fucking making all this shit up.
Okay. Yeah.
Hoping to get a reduced sentence.
Throw some shit to the wall, see if it sticks.
So this is the full story of what Weekly told the police. He said that Selinsky and one other man by the name of Michael Kurkowski Jr., which is one of the people that Selinsky would kill and bury. He said that those two had seen Cindy on the night of her disappearance, which was Halloween night, and that they had mistaken her for being a prostitute. So they kidnapped her, they kept her in prison in a walk-in safe in Selinsky's home, and then they sexually assaulted her over and over until she eventually died from the results of these acts. And then Selinsky says that they buried her in Pennsylvania in Luzerne County.
Oh, wow.
So that is what Weekly's telling the police. And then, of course, the police, they can't ever investigate the other guy in the story, the Michael Kurkowski Jr., because he was one that Selinsky killed.
That's fucked up.
So...
And, like, it makes it, like, even... It sounds so worse when you, like, blunt facts. They literally raped her to death.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy killed him.
Yes.
Huh. You know, there was just a story recently about it, too. What the fuck? It wasn't West Memphis 3. It was something else. But, like, man, if you admit to something that fucked up and you're trying to get, like, a plea deal out of it or something, like, I don't know. I think if you're admitting to it and, like, you're owning up to, like, yeah, I did this, I did all this, and, like, it should be death penalty, Priyan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that will admit to murders towards the end, like when they're towards the death penalty. So that way it's like, all right, I did this and this. So that way they'll try to get more time, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of times. Like we did a bonus episode once when we first joined our old podcast network where this girl went missing and this serial killer admitted to killing her. Like he mentioned it to the police, like, I killed her, she's dead. And it turned out the girl... She didn't even know who that was. She was just hiding like a couple houses down with her boyfriend for like years.
Huh.
But a serial killer said he killed her even though she was alive and well.
He just wanted the prison food. I fucking love that shit, man. I killed everybody in this world.
So I am apologize. I do know that this is super confusing. Here's another part that gets kind of weird. So Weekly, like we said, he says that Selinsky killed Kurkowski after learning that he had taken Song's bunny ears as a souvenir. And then according to Weekly, Selinsky had told like his friends about it, like he like boasted about this crime. But Weekly, he is facing felony burglary charges. And so this is when he says Michael Kurkowski and Selinsky, they abducted and killed a woman from the state college that matched Cindy's description. And this is what led to the police searching the property. But DNA testing would prove that none of those bodies found were Cindy's.
Huh. All right then.
And here's a quote from Detective Sprinkle.
How many fucking bodies did they find again?
12 total of them. They found 5 at first, but there would be 12 total.
Jesus.
And none of them DNA matched Cindy. Here's what Detective Sprinkle would say. The informant basically said that Selinsky and cohort Kurkowski traveled down there. Kurkowski liked young Oriental girls. They kidnapped her, took her up there, and then killed her. And then the informant, which is Paul Weekly, he's like, yeah, I don't have any firsthand knowledge of this. I wasn't there for any of it. Selinsky told me all this. But Sprinkle, he's like, okay, well, Weekly did tell us about 5 other deaths, and we investigated all those, and we found the bodies, and those all turned out to be true. So, like, why the fuck would he just be making up this one when everything else he told us was true about 5 murders? So they were kind of trying to believe him, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I believe him too.
So Luzerne County authorities, they believe that Selinsky was directly involved in the murder of approximately 12 human beings found burned and buried in a pit in his backyard. However, many of these bodies were burned beyond recognition, and then whenever they DNA tested them, none of them were Cindy. And we could go on about this Hugo Selinsky guy for a long time, but there's just so much about this dude. Like in 2003, when the police searched his home, they found 5 human remains. The 2 people that were on the run, one was a missing pharmacist, the other one was his girlfriend. And here's another quote from AI.com. This is an Associated Press article. And this one's pretty long too, but it's about the 2 pharmacists that went missing and were killed. So you got anything you want to mention before I read this?
Yeah, I got one. I haven't seen a bone get that burned since the last time I walked by my candle with an erection.
Okay. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over and burned his dick.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. We used to say that all the time as a kid.
I know the word dick rhymes with wick, and wick was with the candle. So I'm trying to make it like the length of the wick was too long. I don't fucking know. Go. Get out of here.
So here's from that Associated Press article. Selinsky, already serving a long prison sentence on unrelated robbery charges, was now facing a potential death sentence after the jury concluded he killed the couple during a 2002 robbery and buried their bodies behind his house. He had little to say as he was let out of the courthouse. Not now, he told reporters. I always told all of you that I will talk to you when this is over, and I will do that. Just no questions right now. Prosecutors said Selinsky, 41, and co-conspirator brutally beat Kurkowski to compel him to reveal the location of tens of thousands of dollars he kept in his house, then used flex ties to strangle him and facet. Authorities found their decomposing bodies on Selinsky's property about a year later. A few months after his 2003 arrest, he escaped from prison using a rope fashioned from bed sheets and spent 3 days on the run before turning himself in. In 2006, a jury acquitted him of 1 homicide and deadlocked on another, but convicted him of abusing the men's corpses. After the verdict, authorities immediately charged him with killing Kurkowski and Facet. Now, Kurkowski from Hunlock Creek had pleaded guilty to running a prescription drug ring that netted at least $800,000 and was about to be sentenced when he and Facet were reportedly missing in May of 2002, and they were both 37 years old. The defense contended Selinsky was framed by another man, Paul Weekly, who led police to the bodies in Selinsky's yard. Weekly later pled guilty in federal court, testified against Selinsky to avoid the death penalty, and could ask for a reduction of his life prison sentence because of his cooperation.
Fuck his cooperation, dude.
Isn't this just fucking nuts? Like, almost all this shit has nothing to do with Cindy, probably. It was all just added in to try to get this dude a fucking lesser sentence, unless Weekly actually did have something to do with this.
I like how he's afraid of just the kidnapping and raping charge on Cindy. So he's like, yeah, I murdered 50 people. I did 9/11. I'm responsible for the WMDs in Iraq. I did all that
Anthrax?
shit, dude. Yeah, that was me. Check my mailing stamps.
Kinder
All right.
eggs? The people that were fucking suffocating from Kinder eggs, that was my fault.
And the judge is like, wow, you did all that? All right, 50 years.
But it's like either Weekly had something to do with this or they didn't. I really don't think Selinsky did, because even though he is a serial killer and a piece of shit, all of his shit was done for money. It was mostly robbing or extorting and stuff. It was all done for money. Weekly, I don't know what's up with him, but he he researched this case just to bring out pieces of it to try to manipulate the police into getting a shorter sentence,
Huh. Lame.
So Weekly, he met Selinsky in prison in the 1990s. This is back to that article. He told the jurors how he plotted with Selinsky to kill Kurkowski, and then he helped him carry out the crimes and bury the bodies. He described how he and Selinsky bound the victims and covered their eyes with duct tape. He also said Kurkowski, who was beaten with a rolling pin, told them where to find his hidden bags of cash. And he said Fassett was killed simply because she was there with Kurkowski whenever they showed up at the pharmacist's house. After the killing, Selinsky stole tens of thousands more dollars that Kurkowski had given to his father for safekeeping, pointing a gun at the father and threatening him. The fifth body discovered on Selinsky's property was never publicly identified.
Dude, this kind of reminds me of that scene in Training Day where they show up to that one guy's house like all the cops do. And they're like, where's the money at? He's like, come on, man. I don't got that on me. And I think they fucking shoot him and break up his fucking floorboards to find the money.
Oh, shit. But yeah, this case just gets fucking nuts, man.
It's kind of weird when you're just trying to find one crime and then you find a whole drug ring.
Yeah. And the pharmacist, that was a ring of those two pharmacists that were ripping people off and shit. And so the serial killer finds out about them, does a drug deal or something, and then kills them to steal their money. It's just so much shit connected that has nothing to do with the missing girl pretty much, except for the fact that one of them tries to make it part of it,
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking weird.
It's crazy. It just keeps adding on. It's wait a minute. This guy's pretty tall. Holy shit, this is Osama bin Laden.
So the only thing the police have to go on really is this informant, this Weekly guy. And even though it sounds like he's bullshitting about everything, none of this makes sense. This is the only part that he tells them about Cindy that he can't back up, because all the other murders and bodies he told them about, those were all found and turned out to be true. But the Cindy song stuff he's saying, there's just no truth to it that they know of. And investigators, they were unable to prove Selinsky's involvement in Cindy Song's disappearance. They can't really rule him out as a suspect either. He was acquitted of the murder charges against him, which I don't know how the fuck he was acquitted of the murder charges, but he was convicted of 2 counts of abuse of a corpse in March 2006. So the two.
How would they pick those two over the other one?
I don't know if they just couldn't prove if it was him or which one of them killed the 2 people. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Now, this next quote, it is from consideringcoldcases.com. Selinsky was sentenced to 32.5 to 65 years in prison for the 2003 robbery. Despite the 12 bodies in his backyard, he was acquitted of the 2 murder charges when he went to trial in 2006. In 2015, Selinsky, he was given a sentence of life in prison for the murder of Michael Kurkowski and then Michael's girlfriend, Tammy Fassett. So he does get prison for life. I mean, he is a serial killer and he's done all this other shit. I don't know how he wasn't just given life in prison for everything else. But yeah, that's pretty much everything we have on this. I know there's minority groups at the Penn State college campus that were really upset with the law and with the law enforcement and the university officials and just the handling of this case. Some people believe that the police may have fucked it up by not putting forward enough effort. I don't know. I can't really fault them. It's hard to see if they could have done more or not because there's nothing to go off of. There's no evidence.
Yeah, I also kind of think it's a little bit messed up that I don't know. I hate the whole justice system part of okay, you have this charge and this charge, but we're going to plead with you and you can get this lesser charge so you can get some time. It's like you literally murdered and like
Yeah.
you raped a girl, murdered her, murdered the guy that helped you rape and murder her, and we're going to get you on jaywalking charges.
Yeah. I don't fully understand that stuff either. I do have a super sad quote from her mother. She said, "I want to stay in America until I can find Cindy. I will do anything to find Cindy because Cindy is always in my heart." That's pretty fucking sad.
Oh, well.
There were some questions about like, well, if Cindy went to that 24-hour like gas station or supermarket, they got to have cameras, right? Is there any footage of her there maybe, or anyone picking her up or talking to her or anything at all? So the police, they do eventually go over and try to figure out if there's any recordings, but by the time the police get there, all the footage would have already been recorded over.
Oh, okay.
So they couldn't get anything out of that.
Damn.
Which I don't know how long they keep those, how often they record over those. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is an ongoing investigation still. I think there's like close to a $30,000 reward for anyone that helps out with this. Ferguson Township Police Chief Diane Conrad says that, quote, "The cases are never closed. If anything new comes along technologically, or we get any new tips or any other information that comes to us that we would think would tie into this case, we would go ahead and look at that. It's not closed." And then in 2013, with the assistance of the FBI, authorities, they got a DNA sample from Cindy's biological parents. So these samples, they are now part of a national database for missing people and unidentified remains. So hopefully one day that'll help us out if she is sadly dead. But yeah, there's just no fucking sign anywhere. There's just nothing. No clues, no evidence. She just fucking vanished.
So wait, the guys never like took them to where her body is or nothing like that, or
no, because they said that everything. The guy's like, "Oh, she's buried on the property," but they searched all the property, found all those bodies, and she wasn't one of them.
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's lame.
I will say, like, one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm researching these cases is I always like to look at the comments that people leave on the articles. Because sometimes you find people from the case that are involved, like whether it's like family members or just people giving their 2 cents and stuff. But I found this one in regards to the Chinatown incident where that lady came across the Asian couple that were like yelling at each other. And this is his quote. "If I was there at the scene, I would have sat in the guy's vehicle too and asked, quote, 'Are we going to go to a party, man? Sweet. But first, how about you let her go home and me and you can grab a beer together?' And if he didn't listen, I'd throw him in front of traffic and say, 'Jaywalking is a bad habit, man.'"
What the fuck? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's almost, oh man, that's great.
Yeah. I do just have the closing sentences from that news.com AU article, which is from Nathan Jolly from Sydney, Australia. This is how he closed the article, and I thought it was really good. "Paul Weekly and Hugo Solinsky are both serving life sentences for unrelated murders, and everyone close to Cindy at the time of her disappearance has been ruled out as a suspect. The sighting in Philadelphia has long been discounted, as have suggestions that she took her own life or ran away. Media interest in the case has dwindled to nothing, while the case remains open with a frustrating lack of leads. There is no body, no physical evidence, no witnesses, and no active suspects. Meanwhile, 21 binders filled with information on Cindy Song's short life and her tragic disappearance sit in the office of Ferguson Township Police Detective Brian Sprinkle, slowly gathering dust." Yeah, it's just super fucking sad, man. There's nothing. There's just fucking nothing to go on.
It looks like he couldn't sprinkle enough clues on this case.
Fucking Brian Sprinkle. But yeah, that is everything I have on the case. Anything you guys want to mention?
Just a fucking crazy, confusing missing person case.
Yeah.
So they'll never, I mean, the case isn't closed, right?
No, it's an open case. There's just, they have nothing to, no
What
clues or anything.
determines, I don't really understand the terminology of that. What determines if a case is closed?
You know, I don't quite know. I don't know if it's a certain amount of time. I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe
Did
resources and people being able to work on it and time. I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure.
like you, okay, all right. But no, it's sad. Especially like I feel for the families.
Yeah, that sucks.
The Song family. You at least want closure, like, because then you always have hope. Like, if you know your daughter's dead, then I'm going to say that's okay. But, like, if she's missing and she's always going to be missing, then you're going to be like, well, if I see a girl that looks just like her and it gives me hope,
Yeah. Everyone needs closure.
Although he kind of did say he raped and murdered her, so maybe that's a little bit of closure, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that dude was just saying the shit, though.
Yeah, that's true.
After these incidents, the Song family really changed their tune.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Imagine how shitty that would be. You have a family member living in another country, completely different language, and then they just disappear. And you can't really talk to you can't contact the police over there because you don't speak the same language, and you're just constantly on different pages, and then they just completely tell you, like, yeah, we can't talk to you anymore. You're kind of annoying the shit out of us. It'd be frustrating. It sucks for both sides. Like, that sucks.
Absolutely.
We do have a Patreon shout out this week.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know the real name, but they signed up on Patreon as Soft Footlong. So definitely wasn't one of us.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Soft Footlong. Yeah, anything before we get into our closing shit?
No. Another sad case, man.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But already, Spence, you want to hit us that closing shit, brother?
Well, thank you all for listening to another episode of the Brothers Commonplace. Support us on social media. Share us, like our posts, subscribe. Be sure to subscribe to our new YouTube channel. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Rate and review the podcast wherever you get it, especially on Apple Podcasts, where we're trying to get to the top 200. Drop us a message on basically anywhere: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I think we even have a Twitter, YouTube, and we'll try to get back with you. We love hearing from you listeners. We love getting feedback. There's also Brotherscommon.place at gmail.com if you want to email us. And be sure to give us a 5-star rating and leave us a review.
Hell yeah. And special thanks to everyone that has already left us a 5-star review on iTunes, or that has signed up on Patreon, or just anyone that is listening and just reaching out to us is super cool. We always appreciate that too. And just sharing with your friends, that means the world to us. We're just happy people listen and then let us know that they like it. That's super cool. And as far as Patreon goes, you can sign up for $1 or $5 a month if you want to support the show. Whatever you sign up, it doesn't matter. I'll mail you some stickers. The only difference is that the $5 a month will give you a shout out on an episode, and then both of those will get you bonus episodes that we post. And I try to do 2 to 4 a month. It has been a little busy the last couple of months, so I apologize. But hopefully we'll get around to doing some more of those. But yeah, there's usually at least 2 a month that we throw on there. I think that's everything from me. Toof, you got any words of wisdom this week, brother?
You know what? I might be fresh out of words of wisdom, but I have a Patreon member here with me who has some words of wisdom.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So... me and Andrew, like us crazy boys do. We were walking around town, and a Patreon member came up to us, and they were saying that they love the show and everything. They love supporting it, and they said they love the catchphrase that we do. They just straight up walked up and kicked Andrew square in the nuts, jackass style, superhuman style, and they said,
#Wildman.
Oh, Quinn. Oh,
yeah.
I miss Celine. Is she still there?
Yeah.
Oh, Quinn. Tell her thank you, and we miss her, and thanks for signing up for our Patreon.
Thank you. They miss you, and thank you for signing up for the Patreon. She shook her head yes. She's very happy about that.
And I do want to mention before we shut this down, shout out to the Wildman from Queens. Always helping us out and always posting shit about us on Instagram and social media. So if you want to follow someone that talks about the brothers and also posts a bunch of funny shit, follow him on Instagram. He's a cool dude. He's just like us. He's our hype man, our 5th brother since Andrew's dead. Andrew's ghost is actually the 6th brother. So
no, he's still alive. He just got kicked in the nuts like a week ago by Celine.
Yeah, but I think he died from that.
Oh yeah, ruptured Achilles nuttin'.
Yeah, that So he's gonna fit in nicely with the fucking starting 5 of Golden State with that injury.
Well, now that they're not playing basketball, I guess you could say none of them have balls.
Oh shit! And then as soon as we find the Dragon Balls and wish Andrew back, which is what we have to keep doing, he will be
every fucking week.
He will be back on, and that is a promise.
They will hear Andrew's sweet fucking voice again, and not some shitty recordings we have of him gurgling down mouthwash. Real shit.
So, alrighty, is there anything else you guys want to mention?
I think I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say, dude. I don't know if you want to edit this in just when you said a couple minutes ago, but dude, I do love John Wildman from Queens. Probably the greatest hype man of all time.
Fuck yeah,
Don't
dude.
at me.
I told him, he said he was gonna make an awesome wrestling promo again. So I was like, dude, I hope you and Tooth just keep this going for a while. I love the promos back and forth.
Nice. I'll probably do a promo in every like wrestler's style too. Like last time I did Ric Flair style, I'll probably do Macho Man, Hogan, Austin Rock.
Yeah, I fucked up. I forgot to tell him about this week's case. I had a lot going on this week, and I totally forgot. So I fucked up. My apologies on that, man. But yeah, he'll just have to make sure next week's is just extra fucking badass, and he calls out the double barrel butthole tooth.
Oh my god, yeah. Can you give us an update on Papa Green and his multiple legs or one leg?
Yeah, my dad, he goes in for surgery on the 20th, I believe.
Oh, that's when it is. Okay.
Yeah. I think he has a blocked artery in his leg. But
dude, if they do have to take a leg, he's gonna make a sweet fucking pirate. Like either if he has both legs and the beard, sweet pirate.
Fuck yeah, I hope he becomes like that one-legged bitch with the gun.
Oh, from Death Proof or Kill whatever.
Yeah, that fucking movie sucked. Planet Terror.
Planet Terror.
That movie was fucking garbage, but I hope he gets one of those. But yeah, he goes in on the 20th. So thank you everyone that has reached out to me in regards to that. We've had some people ask about how he was. So that was super cool. But yeah, he goes back in on the 20th for surgery. So hopefully everything will be all right.
Okay.
I guess
Good luck, Papa Green.
I guess that's everything then, right?
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
And laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman.
Fuck yeah. Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Wild Bunny.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Hashtag thank you, Mark. His kid is doing well. What is he, like a couple weeks old now? Doing well. Hashtag thank you, Mark. You sexy boy.
His kid has had a better release date than Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's not too difficult though. Alrighty, I'm shutting her down, all right guys?
Right now, you can get both Sprint's unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. All you need is approved credit and an 18-month lease. No trade-in required. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT-1.
Phone $15 a month after $22.50 a month. Credit apply within 2 bills. If canceled earlier, remain balance due. Unlimited basic after $630.20. Pay $32 per month per line for 5 lines with auto-pay. Data deprioritization during congestion. Speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.
Get to Old Navy today. All tees, all shorts, and all dresses are on sale now for 50% off. That's right, get 50% off all tees, 50% off all shorts, and 50% off all dresses. Get the styles you want most right now with shorts from just $12 for adults, $8 for kids. Tees start at just $7 for adults, $6 for kids. Don't miss out. Hurry into Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 6/19 to 6/26. Excludes in-store clearance, active licensed men's packaged flag styles.